Okay, take 7 of this intro right now. I'm kidding. I had like audio. Can we hold up? Let me just cue it really again. Okay, that's the energy I have right now. Currently, this video is supposed to be November 21st, 2025. I am editor January 11th, 2026. I know I'm in the future. And the last video, if you've seen the last video, you don't have to see the last video to understand what this video is about. I did the whiteboard thing for this. Luckily, I found that video, so that's a thing. And then I recorded videos yesterday, January 10th, 2026. So you'll see me talking about that stuff. So it'll just be like a short epilogue, I guess. But what the big preface is I will talk about it on January 10th. Right now, I'm just here to let you know that this is editor Nathaniel in the future. And I will explain more in the next video because, again, in the next video, I really don't have any footage of it other than if I went back, like if I go to captures, right, and then I go to like my November 1st, all I have is this. This was for like a November recap thing that October recap thing I was trying to do, and then for these ones, I'm just gonna showcase them. You will see them, but yes, that is that. The big reason why you didn't see this video when I did the edit of my video in January 1st is because if you overhear it, I'm in a Discord call with my friends, and then I just spent my time hanging out with my friends afterwards because they were kind of distracting me. The biggest goals in my career this year is to not get myself, distracted on things that I know is like a leisure, right? I want to work on things that I want to work on both passionately, like editing and setting up these videos and finishing it, so it's not like something that I feel emotionally as like an anchor. It's holding me back to doing other things on this channel, but also just that you can probably see what I went through during that month, which whether it's bad or good, no, then you'll know. So enjoy it. I don't plan to still vlog, but here are some insights from my editing phase. Not editing phase, but you will hear me in January 10th, some explanation of what I've done so far and plans for the future for this channel. I don't know. That's a bonus, but the first half, you'll hear me do the thingy. So yeah, enjoy it. Or not. Who knows? Wait, now let me edit the Streamlab.
Sick.
Is Chris gone?
No, I'm here.
He's vibing.
Why?
I see Chris, he just couldn't be bothered to say hi.
Hello?
He's offended.
When did you join?
Deep
Oh,
in the game.
Okay. I'm gonna whisper a little bit, but hopefully you can hear me. I'm sort of in a VC call with my friends, but that's one of those, right? Essentially, what I did. Okay, wait, let me. This is the background noise. So what I did on this day, I have no footage of this day, is I did. I went to projects class, and then probably sat there and then listened to Danny about like the final stuff that we had to do. I'm also muted, so. And then I'll show some videos of what I did. And then after projects, I probably just like slept and then edited something. Yeah. But what would I rank to that day? Probably like a like a B. I showed up. The next 2 days are definitely gonna be probably C's. I don't even recall what I did. I have no footage of that, so I'm just gonna do a really quick rant about that. And then what did I learn to say? I don't know. But yeah, I'm currently on this call with friends, so that's what you heard in the background. So that is all. Bye. Hello, 2026 people watching this or later in the future. This is Nathaniel Roldan. This is senior semester, last semester at DigiPen, Nathaniel Roldan, and I just want to give an update of like the videos actually because my parents are gonna be here in 40-ish minutes. So I just want to be like a little like live recap right now what's going on because I'm not planning to do as much vlogging as it is for this year, but try to be more engaging, making content that I would be like, huh, that would be kind of great. That'd be kind of awesome. And this is going to be also my last semester in this department. It's a good time, so maybe I'll make a video about that. But I'm just going to this is the life update. Boxes. This is books, and that's clothes. Those are books. That's books. I'm doing laundry now. I'm gonna recycle my blankets. Gonna do that. And a little bit of mess. But it's a Saturday. Yeah, I gotta know what today is. It is Saturday. Oh my gosh, I just do it. January 10th, Saturday. I've not edited my videos, but you'll see the edits of my videos. I think I'm gonna spend most of my time editing videos, and I'll make a separate video from this one. I'll explain why I've not been editing my videos, just to be like blunt about it, and then just give you like some things that I've learned for this week at least. That'll be like the recap, because honestly, to be very upfront with you, the next this video and then the next video, I have really no context of what I did on that day. I think I lost the footage from switching my iPhone from the other one, and I missed it out of some certainty, but I can assure you that we did something, and I just gotta do a made-up ranker, so you'll see that. I think there's nothing too much that is different. I just wanted to say, yeah, we're gonna hit the ball rolling for this semester, for me, and then we can get so many resolutions on top of my brain. I'm a different person, definitely a different person than me last semester and then me last year. So yeah, I'll keep that brief. Well, I will be transparent as possible with you, but also just be like, what I've learned honestly for the last 4 months trying to maintain that interest of posting videos. You know what it feels like? It feels like one of those things like it's an end of an era. No, I don't think it's an end of an era. I think it's an end of a series. But you're seeing the OVA option now. You're seeing like, wow, you saw everything that was submitted during that year, and then I'm gonna just show you the backlog, the back end of that year, which is interesting. So I'm gonna keep this at least like 3 to 5 minutes, because I know when I transfer it to my computer it's gonna be different. But so I won't share everything what I did this year, because I feel like I only have a certain amount of time on this to even talk about what I did. But I will legitimately say, and part of me feels like I should not be spoiling this, but I feel like I should like spoil a little bit, just because there's not going to be really any context for like what I did this specific day, what the title says, or the next day. So I might just like make this like a part 1 and then make it a part 2.
Like honestly, I don't have the footage right. But I think intentionally, I think you find yourself in a spot where you do something for a certain amount of time. Whether if it is, for this example, trying to just post on YouTube, trying to make that like something that you want to like go into, and then something that also has your focus on your time, which is your career, which is could be for me like tech art, like doing like those types of things and doing more research and watching YouTube videos on that than actually like doing the back end of like, hey, this is my life and so on. So if I had like an extra person, an extra hand that had free time to do something, then I feel like it would be like just that dedication. Like, I'll give you the footage. If you can learn my edit style, then you can post whatever my things each day, and then we can do it. I think it is very difficult to do something on your own, and that's what I wanted to try to do this, and also to try to make time for it. It gives me like also a reprise of if you're like a bad texter, right? Or if you're someone who wants to start on YouTube, what is that like? Well, it makes you think like YouTube Shorts seems more or less like any video game where you would see the movie trailer and it looks so good or whatever, but you're never gonna really watch the movie. You know, sometimes because you don't have the time for the movie. You only have time to watch the trailer, which is the long form videos. And from the viewership that I've gotten, which is not bad, I just had to stay consistent with it, which I was not on par on being consistent whatsoever in posting. I was consistent in creating the videos and having them on my phone, but I also had the time to feel like, hey, I need to do my schoolwork, which that's a lot. So I think the biggest factor that I've kept doing myself a lot for the last 4 months was that I didn't really schedule my times to do things. I've blocked out days like, okay, here's the ideal plan that I'm going to do. But now I'm sort of like, from the last like November to December, they were the time where I was doing my finals work for the end of November and then the beginning of December. And then in December, I just stayed at my parents' place, which you will see. I'll not disclose any of that, but notably, I did not even post my Instagram stuff, like my November recap or my December recap, because I still need to edit those videos in November. Because then what I do is that from the YouTube chunk of November, I try to figure out the best minute videos of each day and then put it on my Instagram, which I've been lagging behind. That's something I stayed consistent with, and it dragged me behind because I dragged myself behind on making YouTube videos, which sucks. It became my middleman of like actually trying to do something else that I stayed consistent in. So I think that's the one upsetting part of myself, that I'm like, it's not that I can't multitask. I think it's just I have lost an interest in doing many things that I like during that time, during like December or November, or feeling like that there's not a real deadline that I need to set for myself to make things happen. And I think that's a little bit when it came to like just the college work, because a lot of the college work, when you go more ahead, just specifically for DigiPen, it's sort of like that you decide your self-pace. And they don't really teach you that. They just throw it in the often, like, here's something. You can ask for help on it, like, yeah, you can. But I think it's a first intentional thing to be like, you have to figure that out on your own. And especially when it came to like independent studies, and I'm not blaming the teachers whatsoever for that. It's just like, I feel like it's a life thing where that when you grow older, if you're not used to certain aspects, you learn those certain aspects that you see in the age range of like, oh my gosh, like here, like people know like the midlife crisis. People probably never experienced a midlife crisis before until they actually get to that certain age, and it's like, yes, this is what the midlife crisis looks like. Or if it's like puberty, like people younger, maybe they don't know what puberty is going to be like. And they learn about it in school, but it's like, okay, that's cool. But then when they dive themselves into it, it's sort of like, yeah. Also, this is 6 minutes, I'm sorry. But that being said, I will. Wait, just hold up for a second. Can I pause this? Is this a? Okay, I just ended the video because it was 6 minutes. But these pages, if you can believe me or not, are literally what I'm gonna plan out to do with my schedule. Like, not this one. This one doesn't really have anything. This is just like my project stuff. I blocked out maximizing the day with the first one to be like, okay, what am I gonna do each day? Yeah, what I'm going to plan to do. I was gonna plan to do an edit on Friday. I did not because I just did schoolwork for my projects, specifically my project class that I'm doing tech art with. I'm doing 2 tech art quote unquote independent studies. One official independent study, but one project study for it, and they're both tech art, so I have to do research on that on Friday. This is like my workout plan. You know, it's like, damn, crazy. And clean video. Oh, here's one thing, not to be weird. This is not being weird, this is just me being an adult. I'm thinking of a video. This could be like my first ever like official video after I do the I spend my days or whatever. Or maybe I do like a full recap first of like I spend my days and then do this video. Is that I have a voice memo. This was like in December of this Tuesday. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. January 6th. I was like in my low point. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of failing at like my workout stuff. But then I'm like, dating apps? Just out of the blue, dating apps? And I wanted to try that because, you know, it's kind of interesting. I tried it even last year in January. I'm just like, what are dating apps? Because I'm being fed these ads. I'm like, sure, I'll try it out. I don't know what it is. I'm single, but I don't really care. But the aspect of a dating app, the main ones being like Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, any other one. That one dating app that keeps becoming an ad I don't even want. Dating apps are very lucrative. So I have this one idea. Ignore this. This is my like grocery list of the dating app idea no one asked for. That's the title. And essentially, I just ideate on like what the best dating app could look like. You know, I don't make the app, but you know, it's incentivized. Should I be the one to make the app? Should I make this dating app? Or is like, should I make this dating app? Was the second quote, because they have an A-B title thing that I also want to try. But that idea of like, you know, people make content on Hinge or something, or saying like, okay, here's the thing, like dating apps are trash. You know, the Seattle, what is it called, cold fever, whatever, that's seemingly real if it seems like that. There's a lot going on in the world as well, so that's makes sense if people don't want to date or not. But just the aspect of the dating app, like the format, like the subscriptions, for me, this is my election thing. No subscriptions. When you find someone on your range, you find someone in your range. You don't, like, not even out of your range, dog. Don't fake your age. I swear to God. Also Facebook dating, where it's like, they put their age, which is like 23, but like on the thing, but then it's like, no, I'm actually 18. And I'm like, why? You don't know. I wanted to say, give you the option to change, like each month or something. I don't know. Also, optional prompts, being able to write your own prompts and then share with other people. Similar to Omegle, have video calls if you match up with them, if you link with them. Showing data in the sense of like people in each country or area. It's like people around this age are using like this age. Like that, it's open to that, to the public. Like people who go on their first date in this type of country, and then they say like best spots to go out in this country. You know, like that's what's gonna be built into the dating app, right? If you want to know geography, I feel like, to me, the more that I think about not dating apps, but why I mention dating apps is because, you know, Gotcha on the Go. I've not been working on it though, but Gotcha on the Go, the dating sim aspect, putting that as a mechanic. This is why I'm honestly doing the video. I think that's why I was thinking about I'm like, damn, dating apps. Let me just look what's on a dating app. Then it's sort of like, wow. If you can say, okay, because I typically see videos, this is a little tangent, but it's there. I see videos that are like, if a guy goes up to someone and it's like, hey, I'm Valerie, and they have like an accent or whatever, it's like, you're from so-and-so. And you're like, okay, that's kind of cool. Maybe in the app, it shows you like popular names that are in it. It's like just fun facts about the country. And then maybe when you mention France, you're like, man, I like to go to the Eiffel. Like, how's the Eiffel Tower? Like, I've heard that the Eiffel Tower is sort of like blah, blah, blah. You know, be more knowledgeable in your sphere of getting to know someone is something that's not like so adaptive in the dating apps themselves. Also, I hate Bumble and Tinder so much. When it comes to like when you match with someone, you can't see them. And you have to like swipe on them in order to see them. And the only way to like see them is through a subscription plan, or you have to buy for a week. Which I'm like, I hate how lucrative the dating apps are. So I just want to make an ideal concept. And you can roast me on it, that's fine. But at least I'm being the one to do that. You know, being the one to put it out there to be like, there should be dating apps in which they could be that. But also note, at the end of the video, to be like, what are alternatives than dating apps? What is an ideal date, you know? I now think that, like, going on a balcony, not going on the balcony, no, like, there's, like, those rooftop bars, you know, next to the campfire with nice some drinks. At night, you're both, like, sitting on those, like, lawn chairs like this, and you're just talking. You're just having a conversation with the person. Maybe it's, because it's, like, there's a vibe, there's people around, so it's not so unsafe if you feel like just being one-on-one is kind of weird. And you're just like, yeah, that's neat. Just enjoying the sunset. Awesome. And then I feel like when you go on a dating app, the sponsors are going to be like, how are you going to get the money right for the dating apps? Maybe it's sponsored. So it's like, when you use this coupon code, and when you're using the dating app on your first date, then that's how it goes. You know, like, I think of these things. I think of these things also because I'm not like a game designer. I make a card game, so I'm just game designing. It's not like my major, but I like to just think of the architecture of something and be like, how can this be accessible for people who want to use this thing? And I'm taking an architecture class. That's cool. And like the one thing that I've listened to on like a book or YouTube video, I'll put it here, is that architects are for the people whom they need the favorite. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm messing this up. Architects' best role in creating a structure is to get to know the individuals who are going to use the structure, right? It is the doctors, the nurses, maybe the librarians or the firefighters or the police officers, you know, not just for the aesthetic look, but also like the functionality of it. I feel like the engineers or the civil engineers are the ones who make the structure, understand the materials of it. Sure, architecture is there, but I think it's like, where does something go in a certain thing? It's like level designing. So that's also like a game term. So that's what I want for this ideal dating app to be. And I want to make a video about that, not because I am single, but because that I feel like in this economy, you know, if dating apps are all bad, why can't we have one good one? That's just me. So that's the type of videos I want to make in this year, even after graduation. And I don't want myself to feel like after graduation, I stopped making these videos, because I think what I've also learned, I'm going to pause here, sorry. I think what I've also learned in content creation, I'll just make my spiel here. I mentally wanted to make this like a slide deck and be like, and put myself in the corner, but I'm just going to talk here. Is that I think there's always going to be shame, you know, in the work that you make as an artist. That's true. And see, these are things that's like, it's the obvious. And you learn it later on. And then you hear from someone else and you're like, oh, okay, let me watch the next video. But I also want to take away when it came to like me making YouTube videos is that I'm making outdated YouTube videos. Like I spent this day in this day. And as much fun as it is to make the edits of these videos, I think it's also the reason that I don't actually do them on the day. Because I feel like, one, yeah, I was very truthful in that one video where it's like, I'm so caught up in everything. If this actually blows up, will people find me in the wild? And I'm like, ugh. But I think that only news appeal came from like my parents. To feel like, oh, you're being so like, ooh, you gotta do this. Like, oh yeah, you gotta throw away your ice cream cups. I'm like, I know. You don't have to tell me. You know, it's like, it just feels like you're bringing up the future like in front of me so much that I'm like, I'm not thinking about the future right now. I'm thinking about what I want to do in the present. And then the future takes over my present. And then I'm like expecting to plan the future that I haven't already planned in the present. If that makes sense. I don't know. That's therapy reasons. Woo! Okay. This is what I like to talk to myself on my own. But, yeah. 10 p.m. be that plan of sleeping. No phone near the bed. I think the one lesson for today is this, and what I learned even last semester. Don't have your phone near you when you sleep. And also, have a dedicated time to sleep. Also, third, weekdays are the work days. Weekends are the days for you. Always you. Filing, cleaning, that's you. Make that happen. Make that a rule. And I think fourth, create your own personal Bible. Your Bible is sort of like your testament in what you're gonna stick to. Not just as a resolution, but just you as an individual. I feel like it's a good thing to always look back at something, even though it's like in the past, but you write this thing for yourself and you say, what are your beliefs? Because I feel like a lot of times you can change your beliefs each month from an experience that you get into or you hear from and you act upon primitively or socially or online that you say, and then you didn't mean it at the time, but it's because of like what's being curated to you or you're being exposed to that sort of like makes you like wonder, hey, I don't want to be this person. And also, a little quick note, I feel like if I had the hypothetical theory of like the next 10 years, not of my life, but just in general life on people on media, I see on Instagram that there's these kids, you know, that like make like, I don't even want to say gooner content. No. Hear me out. It's like cringe content. There you go. It's like cringe content. It's like, actually, and it's like, I did this. It's like 6'7". You know, it's like slop cringe content. And I've seen some videos actually of like the dating appeal where it's them getting recommended, but I don't watch. It's like, it's in the title. It's like, why you should be cringe on your date. And I'm like, oh, that's a thing. And I feel like the standard of dating is that appeal of, yeah, you don't want to make it like a mock interview. You don't want to make it like so a question based because it's very lame. But I think you also want to be someone who's active, attentive. Also note, a tier list, universally, I feel like hygiene, be authentically funny, being like playing your interest of what you feel like is funny. I feel like that's the part of the cringe aspect that you should be able, this is for a man, be able to defend your woman or your man on a date, you know, but you don't have to be muscular, you know, you don't have to have like a perfect physique, and hair that's curly in the front, you know, and then someone who's intelligent, you know, intelligent whether if it's with money, and you don't need a lot of money. I think that's the thing. I think it just comes down to also like females have high expectations at first glance, but I think the real authentic things that they don't really consciously think about, I don't know, I'm not a woman, is that the interaction with them one-on-one. So I think that's why like on the dating app, that my dream dating app would be sort of like Omega-like, where it's like when you match with this person, you're able to do that. Or also on this imaginary dating app, there's like little like segments like dating shows like 200 women 200 women, oh my gosh, that's crazy, 20 women versus one man, or 20 men versus one woman, or it's like pop the balloon, or it's like lover host, like those types of things. And that's how we get money from it, because the subscription based stuff, I feel like it's just curated, like they put the money, this is mentally what I think about, but I know probably they're like taking the money away, I don't know, but like they take that money and put it back into the app. So how do I want to invest that? It would be like from ads of like, if you go to this cool place, you know, you can have an ad and then you can use that coupon code to go on your first date. Like doing like a lover host thing where I'm like, I'm the host because I'm the CEO. I'm like, let's get down to business. Or have people on social media to like go on there on the app to be like that. I don't think I would live stream. You know, you would like, no, you can live stream the stuff, but it's like, you can't like make like YouTube shorts. You know, I don't think there's gonna be any YouTube shorts. I feel like there would be documentation, like blogs. Like people can blog about stuff that they like. That would be a cool thing, like on your profile, like on a date, like what did you discover today? Because I feel like there's a lot that you can put on your profile. But I think when I think about a profile, I think about it as like an artist portfolio, where it's like I have my art station, right? And I curate the best things, but I also have that blog section, and I want to blog about specifically my art stuff, and I want to stay consistent on that. And the point there being also for this dream app is that I don't want it to be something that you have to stay on there for the whole time. Right. I truly believe that I want to curate it so that if you find your person, you don't have to use the app anymore. You know, I think that's my ideology of that. Is this how I become a billionaire? I make this app that's like, man, this is great. No, but it's like genuinely, because I feel like if you don't find your match, it feels like the end of the world sometimes. Which that's why I want to be like at the start of the dating app. You're trying to honestly find your friend, you know, find your friend online, because I think, I also heard this thing called like e-pal or e-date or whatever. And it's like, what is e-pal? And because I was watching like this one guy who takes e-girls on like things, and then also like someone doing like a documentary on it. And I'm like, huh, this is intriguing. You know, I think I'm at that side where then I'm going to think about it like secondary to be like, how can I implement this in my like card design? Not to be like too weird, not to be too weird about it, but like it's just like that parasocial relationship of like streaming. If you've watched streamers before, I don't know, is the fact that when you watch like a duo, you know, you have a favorite duo, I don't know, like on stream, and someone makes like a compilation video of like sure, I'll give an example, Jason the Ween and Sakura, right? You like, and then you see the comments like everything feels healed. You're like, what does that mean? I don't know. You know, it's like, wait a minute, my heart, and you're like, damn, I wish the best for them. Like that type of vibe. And I'm like, yeah. So yeah, and then it helps you like plan out things, try out, look at like board games, like what are games or like ideas of dates that you can do. Like I want this built into the app. I don't want to be built in outside of it, because then you're like, huh, it's kind of weird. So that's what I think, that I know that dating apps don't have, but they should have. And if you're gonna make this app, bring me on. You know, I can give you the ideas. Don't fire me on that. I don't have to be the CEO of that, because, you know, people like Mr. Beast, you know, they step down a little bit just to be the face. I'll be the face. I'll be the face of the company, you know, and then I just need like some revenue of that, you know, and then hopefully with that revenue, the side revenue, help my friends get jobs in the industry. You know, there. That's me. That's just me. But yeah, that's my plan. And I've also searched this on YouTube. No one has really done this unless they have, and they're really small. Then I'm sorry, but we're gonna do stuff. We're gonna do stuff this year. So that's why I hope.